What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Dillian, the body snatcher Whyte. Dillian Whyte has recently come out and said he would like a rematch against Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury, due to the fact he had an injury in that fight when he got caught with a good shot. As you guys can see, he was then pushed. And then when he was pushed, he ended up tearing 2 ligaments in his foot. He also said the British Boxing Board of Control didn't follow protocol. When you beat the count, they're allowed to intervene and they're allowed to send you to your corner to give other observations to you. And they didn't do that. And the reason I haven't been in the ring since was because of the injuries that I needed to take time to heal. But it is what it is. Let me counterpunch. The boxing board, the British Boxing Board of Control, okay? I'm going to do this backwards, right? Go figure. The third man in the ring was the one that stopped the fight. He's saying the reason why he wobbled was because of the injury. But I don't think that the injury had him doing that, because that was more of a stagger instead of a limp. When you're hurt, you have indication that that one side of whatever foot he injured himself with is damaged or injured. You know, he would be limping. You've seen that. We've seen that. We've seen injuries happen. That happened with Charles Martin, and I can't remember I want to say glass call, but I could be wrong, where he injured himself in the ring, and you can tell it was an injury. I've seen it a few times where someone gets an injury. But I don't see that he received that injury by simply falling down or being pushed, because he went straight back, right? And the top part of his body, you know, secured the accident. I remember it well, you know, because actually I did a video on it, because Dillian Whyte said that I was assaulted, I was pushed, and because I was pushed, I hit my head, you know, taking the credit away from the shot that he just took. Yes, it was a good shot. He took an uppercut, and we know uppercuts to Dillian Whyte is like kryptonite to Superman. We know that, you know. So him saying, oh, well, I want a rematch, which is all well and good. You know, I would want a rematch too, to see if I could do better than the first time, because the first time I think there was a lot of distractions there. The money really wasn't there. A lot of things were, I think, and I feel, were distractions for Dillian Whyte. You know, it was just a lot of conflict, you know, with the promotional companies, the networks, the things that they said they were going to do. You know, Dillian Whyte's lawyer, you know, intervening, mediating for Whyte, obviously, and a lot of things weren't done. But the fight itself, I see no problem in that fight at all. That's no difference from the way he got hit with that uppercut, and he got a gesture. He wasn't shoved. You know, he was going down anyway. He fell like a ton of bricks. That's no different than what Lennox Lewis did to Mike Tyson. And actually, that's really worse, because Mike Tyson was hit with an uppercut by Mike, and then he just kind of pushed him down. That's a totally different issue. But even though I think it's in the same ballpark, you know what I mean? So I don't think that, oh, well, the reason for Dillian Whyte getting up the way he did was because of a foot injury. Now, I'm not saying he didn't have one. I'm just saying that's not the reason for him falling the way he did, or basically reacting the way he acted when he got up. That was from that punch. We all know what that uppercut does to Dillian Whyte. Some, you know, punch resistance is definitely gone in this area of his face, right? You know, which is classified as the head, right? So, or the chin. And that's all it is. You know, him saying, oh, well, the British Boxing Control, no, that had nothing to do with them. You know, you can talk about the rules all day long. You can break and dissect it, and you can split hairs. But the referee seen the condition of Dillian Whyte, and everybody knows, if you don't know, how I feel about a lot of those British referees. Not saying British referees not saying Americans don't come over and referee fights in the UK, because they do. But a lot of British referees, though, I see them stopping fights early. Maybe that's a case-by-case basis, but I've noticed that they don't tolerate too much of wobbleness. So when he's seen Dillian Whyte wobble the way he did when he got up, and he's seen him kind of move like stumble on the ropes, he already knew. He called that fight off. There was no need to bring him back to the corner. There was no reason for that. And see, Dillian Whyte saying what he could have done is just like Deontay Wilder saying, well, the ref should have just waved the fight off. But he didn't do that. He didn't do that at all. So, all well and good for Dillian Whyte. You guys tell me what you think of Dillian Whyte saying he wants a rematch and his foot was injured, and that's the reason for the stumble and bumble. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!